In this speech, I will be talking about discrimination against atheists, as I myself am a devout Christian. I'm going to list off some things that atheists cannot do to this day. In 13 countries, atheists face execution if open about their beliefs. Since atheists are hard to be trusted, it makes it hard for them to obtain a job and keep one. And according to a Mississippi man in 2006, he lost custody of a child on Sunday because his ex-wife requested church and Christian invitation. Also, when Upstate Atheists, an organization, offered to help a soup kitchen in South Carolina, the director refused their help so that his volunteers wouldn't have to work beside godless men. And also, if you are an atheist, you cannot become a Boy Scout to this day. I will be focusing mostly on the hard to trust part and becoming a politician and working in politics if you're an atheist. It is said that religion in America is a two-edged sword. On one hand, religion helps people, and on the other, it allows people to be separate. Those who are openly atheistic are excluded from the social networks that seem to help the religious develop the attributes of the democratic ideals. Atheists are the least likely to be appointed to public office. They have been asked to leave their city council meetings. They have been tormented by their classmates and representatives. They have been fired from their jobs simply because they exercise their First Amendment rights for freedom of religion. On the other hand, religious people play a heavy hand in politics. They are highly tolerant and active volunteers in their community organizations. They lead the way in advancing civil liberties for those who are disadvantaged. They are more likely to formulate attitudes consistent with their beliefs rather than following the currents of popular opinion. This creates a social network that helps to develop skills necessary for greater civic participation. It is also said that religious people spend most of their time volunteering in their communities. The religious tend to stick together and closely bond to their religious groups and view atheists with suspicion. This might limit the access to such social networks to help build social interaction and democratic citizenship. The religious might exclude atheists due to their differing views. Now comes the religious paradox. Religious enables individuals to develop civic virtues, but also motivates them to limit opportunities for others. Tocqueville noted that the faithful are ready to confront all obstacles and dangers for the sake of their beliefs. Adherence to religious belief, he argued, allows them to rise above common opinion. From abolition to the civil rights movement in America and opposition to the Vietnam War, the religious activists have taken stands contrary to popular culture to support causes constituted with their beliefs. Historically, religion has always been a wedge in American life. Early on, religion was equated to patriotism. This has caused all public officials to express some form of religious beliefs, whether or not those beliefs are genuine. Active religious participation helps citizens develop civic skills essential to political participation. For example, those that attend church are more likely to give time and money to charity, give money to the homeless, help someone find a job, and to donate blood. The religious also tend to be strong conservatives and do not stray from their political views. Religion continues to divide people today. The highly religious and highly secular have polarized views on the role of religion in society. Religiously motivated people often support public policy that limits opportunities for self-development for those outside their religious beliefs. For example, in 2005, more than a third of Americans reported that they would prefer creationism over evolution to be taught in public schools. The evolutionary theory provides the foundation of fields of scientific inquiry in biology, medicine, genetics, and psychology. Religion and exclusion from social networks has also divided Americans in non-political ways. For example, highly religious people view non-religious people as more selfish. Perceptions of tolerance follow a similar trend. The non-religious perceive the religious to be intolerant, while the religious perceive the non-religious to be intolerant as well. Groupish tendencies most likely make the highly religious more hostile towards the non-believers. Some argue that human evolution is complementary by group-based cultural evolution that motivates people to cooperate with the others who do not share kinship, according to Sosis et al. In a 2010 study. A study of 19th century communes found that secular communities were 6 times less likely to survive rather than religious ones. This is because successful communes depend on costly sacrifices from individuals. When secular communes asked individuals to sacrifice, they refused unless there was a logical reason. On the other hand, when religious individuals were persuaded, they were persuaded by higher members, appealing to a higher moral authority. Religion are group-level adaptations that produce cohesiveness and trust. Religion binds people to their groups while simultaneously binding them to the motives and morals of their opponents. This, while the deeply religious must be integral to the thriving of democratic society in America, they also contribute to the perpetuation of bias against the non-religious in political system by excluding non-theists from their social networks. If religious creates bias against the non-religious, and the religious are the most active and influential in politics, this could create a systematic institutional bias against particular groups that may not be perceived by the broader public. This could be why only the most secular Americans are clearly uncomfortable with the large role of religion in American society, according to Putnam and Campbell in 2010 research.